here with a preview video for the Snippets collection. Now this is a collection of mostly accessory dies. There are 3 new Pop and Cuts inserts, and then there are a lot of cool accessory dies that will work with both those new inserts as well as a bunch of previously released dies to keep those always kind of fresh and exciting. Now this collection, this is just a preview video, this collection will be released for sale to the retailers at the Create and Connect show that is in July 2013, but the dies will not be available in stores until October 2013. But here's a chance for you to take a look at what's coming. Let's start with one of the new inserts, which is the house insert, and it does have a matching Thinlit set for decorating as well. Now with all Pop and Cuts inserts, they will work in any Pop and Cuts base, so I've chosen the original A2 size card base with the rounded corners, put my insert in, and then roll it through the Big Shot machine with some extended cutting pads. Pop and Cuts are always integrated, so it's really easy to fold them. In the case of the house, you just look for where it's connected to the card and bring that forward. Wherever the house is, you pinch it, and wherever the bottom is, that's where you really pull forward. And then your final fold is just to fold it in the middle, so it just makes a little box from the side. When you add a backing card to a Pop and Cuts card, it's always a good idea to add your adhesive around the pop-up itself. That way you're always avoiding that pop-up area. Then you just get one half on, then turn the card over, add some adhesive around the pop-up, and get the other half on. The house Thinlit set is sized to decorate the Pop and Cut just perfectly. Now it can just be used on its own for some flat cards or scrapbook projects, but in this case I'm going to go ahead and use it on the house Pop and Cuts. So the first thing I want to do is just cut the house, and I want to show that the ejection holes allow you to pop that out. If you just want a flat house, now you're done. You're just going to stamp it or decorate it or whatever. But if you would like to add that texture, what you do is you go down one tab on your flippy tab platform, put your cutting pad on the bottom, and then instead of a top cutting pad, use the silicone and the impressions pad on top instead. Then roll that back through the machine. And what you'll see now is you can still use the ejection holes to get it out, but now what those ejection holes have done is created this really cool texture on the house. And then there are some other pieces. There's lots of pieces in the house Thinlit set, and you can use those, with all sorts of different colors to be able to decorate your house just any kind of way you want. So this particular card is going to be a Christmas house, and you can see the finished card there. Obviously, a house would be great for many occasions, and here's a little welcome home card. Let's move on to the second new insert, which is the MultiTier. A lot of people have requested that I do some sort of very generic insert that just had multiple levels of tiers so that you could put anything on it. You could make any kind of pop-up scene. So you can see there all the different levels that you have with this platform. It will fit obviously in either Pop and Cut base, so I'm going to put it in the new 5x5 square base with the decorative edge. And again, I still just do my shelf across the back. I pinch where the image is. In this case, there's 3 pinch points really, because there's the 2 tall tiers and then that one that comes out a little bit further forward. And if you can just work all of those and get that little box started, then you can just go ahead and fold it down and train the 2 big sections. Now there's still 2 more tiers to do, but those can be poked in afterwards, and they are optional. You can actually leave them in if you don't want to use them. But anyway, just give it a little training, get it folded flat, and then there you've got your multi-tier platform. Now if you want to decorate this one and change the color, you will have to run back through this die again. There isn't a decorator die that perfectly fits it because it's kind of an odd shape. So you would just go back through the die with a piece of paper and just trim out whichever sections that you want to change the color. In this case, I'm going to make a cake, so I just wanted to change the front and the top of that multi-tier. To decorate my little cake card, I'm going to use the new Banners and Borders Thinlit set. And you can see kind of one of the borders on the front of the card there. And then you'll see how I use some of it on the inside along the bottom of the cake and also along the bottom of the card. I thought it'd be fun to try the multi-tier as a cake, but of course it is very generic. It really can be anything. You could just use the front face for a photo, as I've done here on this little birthday card. The flagpoles work great on it, on those tall tiers, and you can see this little Halloween card by Kelly Booth. And then here's another one, this one in a Christmas theme, also by Kelly Booth. I do want to say thank you to Dina Ziegler, who made all of the package samples, including this card, using the new Sassy label. There is a companion Framelit set that fits the Sassy label. What I like about Framelits is you can do fun things with them. You can take the bigger ones, just as long as you don't cut too far in and cut your pop-up off, and you can actually use that to cut a decorative edge on your pop-up card before you put it in the backing card. Now before I finish this card, I want to talk for a second about my new textured impression embossing folder sets, because there is one, that one on the left, that does fit the Sassy label, and I'll show you how those work using the circle label, which also comes in that set. So if you go back to your base die, original circle label Pop and Cuts, you can actually line that textured impression folder up And it will miss all your folds, so you still will be able to fold your Poppin' Cuts, and then you'll see it just gives kind of an all-over texture in the back of a chevron shape, and then it puts that little kind of embossed surface on the front of your pop-up. That'll also work with the companion Framelit set. Now the other textured impression folder set is just all over patterns, and one of them is this cool trellis kind of lace pattern, and it's going to be good both embossed and debossed, so that's going to be great for your backing cards. This folder just looks great on both sides. There are two new Sizzix decorative strip dies, and these ones are going to match some of those textured impression folders. So there's a big chevron that's going to kind of match the tiny chevron shape that's in that little embossing folder set. Then there's a trellis strip that does match that kind of lace trellis embossing folder. And you can even use little pieces that fall out to kind of highlight the embossing. Now you may notice on this finished card, on both of the white sassy labels, there are these little decorative stitch lines, and those are made with the Framelit set. So 3 Framelit sets are actually stitched Framelits. So the cool thing about the stitched Framelits is that the stitch lines are on their own dies. So let's take a look here at the one that fits the accordion album, and you can see there's 3 size labels plus 3 stitch lines. And since the stitch lines can be used independently, you can even rotate them and make all sorts of fun patterns with those. And they are sized to fit a die. They fit the accordion album die. And they also fit the frame and label bracket die. So this doesn't replace your frame and label bracket, because of course you want to be able to cut those outer frames to put all of your pretty decorative paper on your accordion album. So you'll still want your frame and label bracket die. However, this little Framelit set will now not replace that little thing. As you see, they're different sizes, but the stitch line that fits on the accordion album will also fit on the frame and label bracket piece. So if you're going to use the frame and label bracket piece, I actually suggest that you turn the stitch line upside down, and that way you can see exactly where you're going to place it so that you'll be able to get it on the frame and label. And then that'll just fit in like normal. You've just added some stitch lines. And because that stitch line is a separate piece, you will be able to actually put it right on your accordion album page if you just want to leave the page solid and then just add that little decorative stitch line. And then you can use one of the smaller pieces from the Framelit set to go ahead and add your embellishments. So it's a good idea to decorate your album while it's flat before you attach the inner frames to each other. But it is just a matter of putting some strong adhesive on those little tabs and then just bringing one over to the other one and attaching them. Then since I have a valley in the back with my big frames, I would just train my inner frames to be a little mountain. And that's how quickly you can make a cute little accordion card using the accordion album and the new Stitch Framelit set. So if you put the Stitch Framelit on the top of the page and then roll it through, you're going to get that little impressed stitch. Whereas if you put it from the other side, you'll get an embossed stitch like Kelly has done here with her card, and she highlighted that with a white pen. Okay, moving on, let's look at the new gift card holder Framelit set. This is a fun one. The gift card holder itself comes out as kind of a decorative frame, and it has the little tuck slot, so it will hold a standard size gift card, and then you can put that finished little gift card holder on any of the Poppin' Cuts inserts to turn it into a pop-up gift card holder. There are some other pieces in the set. There are 2 tags and a border, so that'll be helpful for the front of the card. As well as one thing I like to do is behind the gift card itself, I'll actually put a little tag with a hidden greeting there so that once they've used the gift card, they still have a really cool card to display. I called this collection Snippets because it has a whole bunch of little accessory dies, little snippets to fill in the Poppin' Cuts collection and make it very complete. And one of those snippets is the new label Framelit set. And this will fit the original Poppin' Cuts label insert. And that is the Snippets collection. 14 new dies, shipping to stores October 2013. You can find out more at Sizzix.com. You can always get pop-up ideas on my blog, KarenBurniston.com. Thanks for watching.